The shot cracked through the little church like thunder. Women screamed. Children ducked under the wooden benches. Old men dropped their hats and covered their heads. And Reverend Jonah Pike, the quiet preacher everyone thought was harmless, stumbled backward, with one hand pressed against his chest. For one cold second, nobody breathed. A thin line of smoke curled from the gun in the doorway. The man holding it wore a black coat, a dusty hat, and a smile that had no kindness in it. "Jonah Pike," the stranger said, "you should have stayed buried." The church went silent. Jonah looked down at his coat. The bullet had struck him hard, right over his heart. But he was still standing. Slowly, with shaking fingers, he pulled open his coat. Inside was the second Bible, the one he always carried close to his chest. The bullet was stuck deep inside it. The people gasped. But that was not the strangest part. The Bible had split open, and the pages were hollow. Hidden inside were three things that made every face in the church turn pale: an old marshal's badge, a faded wanted poster, and a letter tied with a small blue ribbon. Jonah closed his eyes like a man whose past had finally found him. But before anyone could ask a question, let us go back to the day Reverend Jonah Pike first came to town. It was a dry Monday morning when Jonah stepped off the train in Mercy Creek. Mercy Creek was not a gentle place, even though its name sounded soft. It was a railroad town, full of dust, shouting, card games, broken bottles, and men who thought a gun made them bigger than they were. People came there to make money fast. Some came to work, some came to steal, some came to hide. Jonah came with 2 Bibles. One Bible was in his hand, the other was tucked inside his coat, close to his heart. He was tall, but thin. His beard was grey at the edges. His hat was plain. His boots were old. His voice was soft, so soft that people had to lean close to hear him. On his first day, he helped a widow carry flour from the store. On his second day, he gave his lunch to a hungry boy sitting near the horse trough. On his third day, he stood between 2 drunk cowboys who were about to fight and said, "Please, brothers, no blood today." The cowboys laughed in his face. One of them shoved him so hard he fell into the dust. Everybody watched to see what he would do. Jonah only stood up, wiped dirt from his coat, and said, "A man can fall and still choose peace." The cowboys laughed louder. From that day on, many people in town thought Reverend Jonah Pike was weak. They called him the Whispering Preacher. They joked that his Bible was the only weapon he knew how to hold, but not everybody laughed. A young woman named Clara Bell watched Jonah closely. She worked at the church, sweeping floors and lighting lamps. She had seen many men talk about God and kindness, but Jonah was different. He did kind things when nobody was watching. Still, she noticed something strange. Jonah never took off his coat, not in the hot sun, not inside the church, not even when he was alone. And every time the noon train came through Mercy Creek, Jonah would stop whatever he was doing and look toward the tracks like he expected a ghost to step off. The most powerful man in Mercy Creek was Silas Crow, the railroad boss. Silas owned the depot, the freight office, half the stores, and most of the fear in town. He had clean boots, a silver watch, and eyes that looked at poor people like they were dirt on his floor. When Silas first met Jonah, he smiled with his mouth, but not with his eyes. "Preacher," Silas said, "this town needs calm, not trouble." Jonah looked at him gently. "Then we both want the same thing." Silas leaned closer. "No, we do not." Clara heard that. She also saw Silas's hand shake when Jonah walked away. That made no sense. Why would a rich railroad boss fear a quiet preacher? Sunday came hot and bright. The little church filled with people who came for different reasons. Some came to pray. Some came to gossip. Some came because the saloon was closed until noon. Jonah stood at the front with his Bible open. He spoke about mercy. He said some people carry shame so heavy it feels like chains. He said a man could run from his past, but he could not heal until he faced the truth. Some people listened. Some rolled their eyes. Silas Crow sat in the back row, stiff as a fence post. Then Jonah said something that made Silas's face change. Sometimes, Jonah said, the man everyone fears is only powerful because good people stay quiet. The church doors opened. A stranger stood there, black coat, dusty hat, gun in hand. Jonah stopped speaking. The stranger smiled. "Found you," he said. Then he fired. The bullet struck Jonah's hidden Bible and knocked him backward. And when the hollow pages split open, Mercy Creek saw that their gentle preacher had been carrying a secret close to his heart. The old marshal's badge meant Jonah had not always been a preacher. The wanted poster showed the face of a man the whole territory once feared, and the letter from the dead woman carried one name written in dark, shaky ink: Silas Crow. Jonah lifted his eyes toward the railroad boss. For the first time since coming to Mercy Creek, his soft voice turned cold. "Silas," he said, "tell them why you really brought that killer here." But what the town did not know was that the next train was carrying proof of a crime so terrible, Silas Crow was ready to burn Mercy Creek to keep it hidden. The whole church turned toward Silas Crow. For once, the railroad boss did not look powerful. His face went pale. His lips moved, but no words came out. The hired killer in the doorway raised his gun again. "Enough talking!" he growled. But Jonah moved faster than anyone expected. He grabbed the wooden pulpit and kicked it hard. It tipped over with a loud crash, blocking the aisle. The killer fired again, but the bullet struck the pulpit instead of Jonah. People screamed and crawled under the benches. Clara Bell grabbed two children and pulled them behind the piano. Jonah bent low, picked up the old marshal's badge from the broken Bible, and held it in his hand. The silver was dull, the edges were scratched, but to Jonah it felt heavier than a stone. He had buried that badge years ago in his heart, but now the whole town could see it. Silas stood up fast. "Do not listen to him," he shouted. "He is not a preacher, he is a liar." Jonah looked at him. His eyes were sad but steady. "Yes," Jonah said softly, "I have lied by staying quiet, but I am done hiding." The killer stepped around the fallen pulpit. Jonah did not have a gun. He had promised long ago never to carry one again, so he picked up the only thing near him, a long candle stand. The killer rushed forward. Jonah swung the candle stand into the man's wrist. The gun flew from his hand and slid across the church floor. A young boy kicked it under a bench. The killer punched Jonah in the jaw. Jonah fell hard, but he got back up. The town stared in shock. The quiet preacher who let cowboys laugh at him was now standing like a man who had faced death before. The killer came again. Jonah ducked, grabbed him by the coat, and drove him into the wall beside the church door. The man dropped to the floor, groaning. For a moment, nobody moved. Then Jonah turned to the people. "My name was once Marshal Jonah Pike," he said. "Years ago, I chased thieves, killers, and men who sold other people's pain for money." His voice shook. "But I was proud, too proud. I thought a badge made me better than other men." He picked up the faded wanted poster. This man on the poster was not the monster they said he was. His name was Eli Turner. He was blamed for robbing a train and killing 3 guards, but he was innocent. Silas's eyes grew wide. Jonah continued, "I arrested Eli. I believed the papers. I believed the rich men. I believed men like Silas Crow because they wore clean suits and spoke fine words." He looked down, and because of me, Eli was hanged. A sad sound moved through the church. Jonah picked up the letter tied with the blue ribbon. This letter was written by Eli's wife before she died. She found out the truth. Silas Crow planned the robbery. He stole the payroll. He killed the guards. Then he blamed Eli, because Eli had seen too much. Silas shouted, "Lies! Jonah stepped closer. "No, Silas. The truth is coming on the noon train. Eli's son is bringing the railroad ledger you failed to destroy. It shows where the stolen money went. It shows your name." The church bell outside began to ring in the wind. Far away, the sound of a train whistle cut through the town. Silas heard it too. His fear turned into rage. He pulled a small pistol from inside his coat. Clara screamed, "Reverend!" Silas aimed at Jonah, but before he could fire, the old widow Jonah had helped on his first day, threw her heavy prayer book at Silas's arm. The shot went wild, breaking a window. The drunk cowboys who once mocked Jonah jumped on Silas and knocked him down. One of them shouted, "Not in our church, Crow!" For the first time, Mercy Creek did not stand quiet. The poor, the tired, the scared, the mocked, and the forgotten all stood together. They had spent years thinking Silas was too strong to fight. But now they saw the truth. A bad man only looks big when everyone else feels small. By noon, the train arrived. A young man stepped off carrying a leather satchel. His name was Samuel Turner, the son of the innocent man Jonah had arrested years before. Samuel looked at Jonah with pain in his eyes. "You let them kill my father," he said. Jonah nodded. "Yes, and I have carried that sin every day." Samuel opened the satchel. Inside were papers, ledgers, and signed records. They proved everything. Silas Crow had stolen the military payroll. He had paid men to lie. He had built his whole railroad office on blood and fear. The town sheriff, who had been scared of Silas for years, finally found his courage. He locked Silas and the hired killer in chains. When it was over, Jonah walked outside alone. Clara followed him. "Are you leaving?" she asked. Jonah looked at the broken Bible in his hands. "I do not know if this town still wants me as a preacher." Clara smiled sadly. "Reverend, maybe we trust you more now." Jonah looked confused. She pointed to the church. "You taught us something today, not with perfect words. With truth." Samuel came over slowly. For a long moment, he said nothing. Then he handed Jonah the old marshal's badge. "My father cannot come back," Samuel said, "but hiding from the truth will not honor him." Jonah's eyes filled with tears. "I am sorry," he whispered. Samuel nodded. "Then live like a man who is sorry." Those words stayed with Jonah. He did not wear the badge again. He placed it inside the church, beside the broken Bible, where everyone could see it, not as a sign of power, but as a warning. A Bible in the hand can teach peace. A badge on the chest can demand justice. But a heart without truth can turn both into lies. From that day on, Mercy Creek changed slowly. Not all at once, not like magic, but little by little, people stopped bowing to fear. They spoke up. They helped each other. They learned that quiet men are not always weak, and loud men are not always strong. And Reverend Jonah Pike kept preaching every Sunday with one Bible on the pulpit and a scar near his heart. But whenever the noon train passed through Mercy Creek, people still looked toward the tracks and remembered the day one Bible stopped a bullet and one buried truth saved a town.